that I might not be able to make this session. This session is meant to get us acquitted, like I said. You have chosen to learn data analytics, and the data analytics is in so many dimensions. It has also been organized in such a way that you have the opportunity to. We've included business analysts, and also if you want to venture as a data scientist too, and also a database handler. So it is you are getting a whole lot for the value of one as far as this course is concerned. So I'm going to start by introducing us to the TerraScale platform, the learning platform. This right here, if you can see my screen, this right here is our platform, our learning platform. And for those that don't know how to navigate the platform, it is always we advise that if you want to take your course, if you want to start taking your course, you should try and use your PC, your system, so that you'll be able to get the full features of the platform. So if you have the website to log in on, for those that have been able to create their account and their account is currently active, this is where you get started. You start by going to learn.terraskills.com/login for you to log in into your account. And for those that are still that their account is still inactive, don't worry, we are still working on it, and we can promise you that by before the end of Monday, before the end of tomorrow, I mean Sunday, sorry, before the end of Sunday, your account is going to be live and active so that everybody can start the course together on Monday. On Monday. So for those that have been enrolled to the platform, to the course, this is where you start from. You start with your email, the email you registered with. So we've created a demo account to do that for us. And you enter your password. And you enter your own password, the password you used in creating the account. So if you want your PC, I know we can all handle this particular stage. So try to log in. Okay, so I'll try again. Okay, so when you log in like this, you'll see your dashboard. This is how your dashboard comes. You see your dashboard. So when you get to your dashboard, if you want to have access to the course, that is the data analytics course that you have been enrolled in, you come to my courses. You come here to my courses, and under my courses, you will see all the courses you are enrolled in. For those that are doing data analytics, you just come here and choose data analytics. Now, the good thing about this data analytics course is that it has been equipped in such a way that even if you don't know anything about Excel before, even if you don't know anything about data analytics, or you probably don't have any idea about how to get started, the content of this course has been built in such a way that we started from the very, very basic. We assume that you don't know anything about even computer. We assume that you don't know anything about the computer. So we started the course from the very, very basic, and then we ease you in into it. We ease you into it to make it easier for you. So when you log in like this, then you click on your the purchase course. You click on your courses. Now, before you start the courses, before you start watching the videos, you need to download. You need access to download the materials, the course materials. So, if you want to have access to the course materials, this the classes has been dripped in such a way that if you have to complete a particular video before you'll be able to move to the next one. We are doing this because we understand that so many people don't are not really committed to make sure we enact your commitment, to make sure you follow through and then you don't miss a single content because every content, every topic leads to the next, and it is very, very important. Every topic is very important so that you don't miss a thing. That is why we have dripped it. That is, if you don't complete one topic, you will not be able to move to the next topic. It's just to make sure we are accountable and then we stay committed and dedicated to the course. And then we are doing it in such a way that for a span of 1 week, within a week, you have to you have to have been able to complete at least 4 topics, or let me say 4 videos, because we are going to be meeting every Saturdays like this for 1 hour to discuss everything, to discuss and review everything you've learned over the course of the week. You can bring in every questions you have, everything that is not clear during a live session like this every Saturday for the next 4 to 5 weeks. For the next 4 to 5 Saturdays, we are going to be meeting like this, where I am going to be answering every questions that might have arisen during your learning process during the week. It is a very, very comprehensive course, a very, very comprehensive course, a kind of course that after you are done with the course and then you can get a role with data analytics, nothing is going to be new to you anymore. It has been broken down in such a way that there is nothing you are going to come across when it comes to data and also analyzing the data, creating a visualization, creating a report, creating a dashboard, creating a database for clients or for the companies or for the firms or for the employer you are working for. Handling the database, writing codes and query from that database is not going to be strange to you after completing this course. So you can know how very, very comprehensive. The course is too cheap for how loaded it is. So you have to download the course materials. So let me go back to my dashboard so that you will be able to see how to navigate the dashboard. So if I come here, you proceed to your dashboard. When you proceed to your dashboard, you come to my courses. That is the courses that you are enrolled in. Then you come to the course you are enrolled in data analytics. And then if you want to have access to the materials, you come to this, you follow my cursor here, then you come to the topic here, data analytics. So when data analytics loads for you, then you scroll down a little bit, you come to curriculum. You come to curriculum here, and then under curriculum, you will see exercise files. You see exercise files, then you click on exercise files, then you will be able to see every materials, both PDF and workbook that you are going to use for this course. Every workbook and materials that you are going to be using for this course. So you download every one of them. This course is made up of 4 most important tools you need as a data analyst. 4 important tools you need as a data analyst. And every course, every tool, every problem in this world, every software, every data analyzing tools, all starts from knowing Microsoft Excel. It all starts from Microsoft Excel, and that is where we are starting from. We are starting from the very, very basic. Even if you want to flex your muscle about knowing SQL, knowing Power BI, knowing Tableau, every one of them is still going to take you back to Microsoft Excel. So we are starting the course from Microsoft Excel, and then we are going to be diving into the deep Microsoft Excel, the logical functions, the data validation, the data standardization, the data cleaning, the processing, the pivot table, the pivot chart, and even how to create dashboards, how to create visualizations and reports from your Excel. So, like I said, it is a very, very comprehensive course that you need to take your time and then stay committed to it. This course is going to run for the next 3 months. So after the first month, which is this May, we are going to be starting this next week. May is meant for you to cover all the videos, cover all the contents, cover all the topics. Or let's say May and June is meant for you to cover all the contents and all the topics for the four tools. And the four tools we are going to be dealing with is Microsoft Excel. Then we are going to move to my SQL for database handling and data analytics and data queries, writing code, basically the programming part of data analytics. So after dealing with SQL, then you move to Microsoft Power BI, where you are going to be writing your DAX functions. You are going to be creating reports. You are going to be creating stunning visualizations and dashboards. And after you are done with Power BI, then you move to Tableau. So after you are done with the course, then we go over a guided project together. There is a guided project where we are going to be considering a real life scenario data. We are going to be using a real life data to dive deep into, like, for you to get yourself used to how and some of the things you are going to face if you are working for multinationals or you are working for international companies, probably remotely. Everybody wants to get that way remote freelance. Everybody always say that the tech industry is saturated. I can assure you that the tech industry, despite how saturated it is, there are still few people that are employable. There are so many. I come across thousands of opportunities on LinkedIn, and it's very shameful that only few people are only harnessed or access those opportunities simply because people are not well grounded in the skills that are in demand. And I can assure you that as a data analyst, we are needed everywhere. In every industry, we fit into every industry. We fit into the banking industry, the fintechs. We fit into the insurance. We fit into healthcare. We fit into airspace, the aviation sector. We fit into, because everywhere data analysts are needed. Without data, there is no record. There is no record. Even in the entertainment industries too. It's so funny that most of the guys that are holding companies like Apple Music, Spotify, these are most guys that are holding them together as the data analysts. Even social media platforms too, like Facebook, TikTok, they are all held together by data analysts, because it is data analysts that gives their data scientist guy and their developers the algorithm. We analyze the data of every user on the platform, and then we give it to the guys that are going to write the algorithm. That is where you see suggestions coming on your timeline, on your feeds. That, okay, yeah, this is what you can listen to according to some of the things that you have interacted with. So that is why being a data analyst has been one of the underrated blessings of my life. I've been doing this for about 6 years now, and I can assure you that I have had my fair share of I graduated a mechanical engineer. I graduated a first class mechanical engineering student, but still, I always wish that I had knew about data, being a data analyst right from time. I wouldn't have. I wouldn't count my time in the university as wasted, because I have my certificate. But at the same time, I think tech was actually the calling, and data analytics and database management, database handling has always been the calling for me. And ever since I got started, I have never looked back. And as years rolls by, the experiences I have had working with clients has made me realize that it's been a blessing so far. It's been a blessing so far. And if you guys can also stay grounded, if you can stay grounded, stay committed, and then go through every details in this course, I can assure you, in no time, you're going to be one of the few people that are employable. There are so many remote jobs. I have so many freelancing that I'm juggling apart from being a data analytics facilitator right now. And I have gotten to this stage of my career that I rarely apply for roles anymore. I have become that kind of, I'm not trying to flex, but yes, I'm still trying to flex a bit. I've become that kind of guy that I rarely apply for roles. I might just wake up in the morning on a Monday, and then the first thing I check after praying is just to check my emails. And then I'll see emails from clients, prospective clients, telling me that, okay, we got your contact from so person. They said you can help us do this, you can help us handle our database, you can help us analyze this data. We have a contract job for you everywhere. That is how it comes in. And I can say again that I have had my fair share of what it is to be a data analyst. Yeah, sometimes the job might be kind of challenging depending on the kind of clients you are working with. But if after, I can assure you that after going through this course, there is nothing you will not be able to handle in terms of or difficulty when it comes to the task, because sometimes handling data can be very, very sensitive. It can be very, very sensitive. But if you know your way around it, because I have included so many tricks and tweaks that I've come across over the years, even while working with difficult clients. It is all embedded in this course. So if you log into your dashboard like this, just come scroll down a little bit, you'll see all the materials. Then you download each of these materials. Each of these materials are in a zip file. So you have to extract the zip file, and then you come back to your continue to watch, come back to your continue to watch, and then you start your course. You start the course by, so for the first week, that is the next week, this week we are coming into the start of May, we are going to be covering about the first 10 topics, the first 5 videos, I mean. We are going to be we are going to be completing the day one, the welcome address, the introduction to data analytics, the importance of data analytics, introduction to Microsoft Excel, and also the commonly used Excel functions. The commonly used Excel functions. That is where we are going to. That is the topics we are going to be covering for this week. And by this same time, next week Saturday, we are going to be meeting again like this, and then we are going to be reviewing everything that you have learned for the course of the week. And then the following week also, we are going to be dealing with introduction to pay special. We are going to be dealing with pay special 1, pay special 2, pay special 3, and then we are going to be dealing with pay special 4. Then followed by the following week. Normally, it is a self-paced course, but we have found out that because it is a self-paced course, most people don't. It doesn't help people to stay committed to the course. It doesn't help people to stay committed to the course. So for that reason, we have always we are employing the method of dripping the course in such a way that a particular topic is going to be given for a particular period of time that has to be covered. The best thing about learning from Terra Skills is that we have some of our old students that will be joining the class. Those students that are currently working in so many organizations. Some of them are even working remotely for international companies. At least I have about two of my former students that are working for a Canadian firm right now. One as a data analyst, and then the other person as a database handler too. And they are making their dough. And I can assure you that in the Nigeria of today, you can agree with me that it is better to be working in Nigeria and then earning in foreign currency than working in Nigeria and earning in Nigerian currency. There is always going to be a very huge difference between that. So this course is meant to liberate you and to help you stand on your own and start confidently. I can assure you, after the course, you can put yourself out there. And the good thing about learning with Terra Skills also is that for the next 6 months, after you are done learning, after you have completed your course, and then you've been issued the certificate, and the certificate doesn't just come cheap. You have to complete a real life project. You have to complete a real life project where you are going to be working for a client. The project is ready and waiting for you. The project is ready and waiting for you after the completion of the test. So after the completion of your course, you are still going to be enrolled to our partnership or program. This is going to be running for 6 months, and every month you are going to be given a challenge. And then also you are going to be enrolled to the LinkedIn Global Challenge. This LinkedIn Global Challenge happens every month, where you are going to be competing with millions of people. God knows how many people in the world. And I can assure you that there are so many countries like Pakistan, Indians. Those guys are always ahead. The way they think when it comes to data analytics, they are the best of the bunch. They are the best of the bunch. But ever since I won one of the challenge in 2022, I can never forget that. That's one of the most memorable days of my life when I had to compete with about 500 people for the grand prize that month, June 2020. I did the analysis, and then I had the price of $500. That was the giving away price. But now I think the price has been increased to about $2,000, and then about $500 for a shopping voucher from Amazon. A whole lot of it, just a way for you to put yourself out there. So even after completing the course, we are not going to leave you alone. We are still going to keep on engaging you, because we've also find out that most people after learning they just stop. And just apart from the fact that you cannot learn everything in 3 months, most of it has to do with how much you put yourself out there, and also practice and be consistent. You have to be consistent. The consistency is what matters after completing the course. So you have to follow through every one of these topics day by day, day by day, day by day. So after you are done with the course, like I said, there's going to be a guided project. We are going to have a project together, where we are going to be doing together in a live session like this for about 3 to 4 weeks. We are going to be having a live session together like this, at least 2 hours, where we are going to be carrying out a project together. So we call that one a guided project. So after we are done with the guided project, then everyone is going to take their own project, capstone project. You are going to be given a capstone project to analyze. Then you are going to submit your report. And then we are going to give the report to our clients. If your analysis or your project, if it meets the requirement and then it satisfies the client, then that is one way to boost your confidence. So it's going to be a way to motivate you as a newbie. I don't want to believe by the time you are done with your first month, I can assure you that your confidence level is going to be a little bit above the roof, or even if it's not above the roof, it's going to be near the roof, like that. And contrary to what most people think, data analytics is actually one of the easiest skills to have, depending on your approach. No, don't let me say it is easy, because for some people it's going to seem like it's a mountain. But if you are going through this course, the system at which this course has been broken down to tiniest pieces, to tiniest details, to tiniest information, is going to look easy to you. And also, if you have any questions whatsoever, we are very accessible. Just drop the question on the group. At least a maximum within for 24 hours, you are going to be attended to. You are going to be attended to. So that is it for navigating the platform. For those that will be navigating, that will be using their phones, it's not really advisable for you to use your phone, because if you use your phone, you are not going to get the full features. Of course, you are going to need your laptop, and also you are going to need the updated version of Microsoft Excel to get the best out of this course, because we have also designed this course in such a way that we can update it regularly. For instance, Microsoft always release new updates on their. If you are using a licensed or an activated product of Microsoft, you will be able to. The tools is always updated every month. So with those updates, I always keep abreast of the updates, and then if I find out for a new update for the month is is something that the students can benefit from. We immediately swing into action, find the material for it, and then we make a content on it, make a video on it, and then we upload it on the platform for you guys like this, so that you will keep abreast of the latest information, latest functions, latest method to solve problems. And I can assure you that in from my experience, most of the day-to-day problems that even big companies has, most of the day-to-day problems that big companies have, they are problems that could be solved or that has been proven to be solved with the smallest methods, the smallest and the easiest method, no complicated, no complications really. Except otherwise you want to flex your muscle, like you want to be like a champion. That is when you can choose the complicated method, and nobody really pays you for the people. Companies pays you to get the job done, not for you to flex. Just get the job done. I've had experiences with a an Irish firm, and one of the things that made them renew my contract even after I was done with the 6 month contract was because I always know how to get the job done, and also the easiest method in such a way that even if I leave, they will be able to cope. But despite giving them all those solutions and then making the job easier for them, they still always call me back. Okay, we have a job for you, we have a contract for you, can you run it? And then I do my job, I convert my pounds to naira, and then I'm good to go again. If you do your job very well, you are going to become irresistible to clients. You are going to be irresistible to clients. And after you are done with this, the monthly challenges for the next 6 months is going to also help you boost, not only boost your confidence, but also help you build a portfolio. Because from experience also, clients also work with people or analysts or people that are experienced. And what do we call experience in this field? Portfolio is experience. If I can go through your LinkedIn page and I can see some of the jobs you've done, the incredible jobs you've done, I can go through your GitHub repositories or your Noti or your Novi Pro or repository, and I can see the incredible jobs you've done, then I can easily trust you and I can easily give you a job for you to do for me. So taking this course, I can assure you it's just the next level, it's just the next step, because we are always keeping abreast of every latest trend and latest information. So this is it about the platform. Just log it into your dashboard, come to your curriculum here. The overview is just the details and then the course requirement. You are going to be needing, like I said, you are going to be needing an updated version of Microsoft Excel. The updated version of Microsoft Excel is Microsoft Excel 2024. Or if you are using Microsoft 365, that means you are using the license and the activated product. So you can always activate, you can always update that too. And if you need help with the latest Excel installation, please kindly reach out to me on the group. Reach out to me on the group. We are going to work something out for you. And after Microsoft Excel, you are also going to need the latest version of ProgresSQL. We chose ProgresSQL for the SQL part of the course simply because ProgresSQL is an open source, and it has a very user friendly interface. It helps with your code, your programs. If you as a data analyst you're applying for a role, yeah, normally the basic requirement is always the knowledge, the advanced knowledge of Microsoft Excel, which is covered in this course. And also you have to know your onions. You have to know your onions in Microsoft Power BI too. Know how to visualize your data, how to write your DAX code, how to create dashboards from your Power BI. That is always the basic. But imagine now having the knowledge of SQL, knowing how to use SQL for data analytics, knowing how to create a database for companies, because every company in this world is currently running on a database, and most companies are running on an SQL database. Most companies that you know, most multinationals that you know. If I don't know much, I still know about Finch Glow airline. I still know about an insurance company. Actually, I have worked with them, and then my contract with them is an NDA, that is non-disclosure agreement. So I will not mention their name, but I know an insurance company that also work that most of their information are on SQL database. Even banks, Nigerian banks, most Nigerian banks, their database are established on SQL. They are using an SQL database coupled with some cloud storage. So, and one of the best variant of SQL is PostgreSQL. For some people might use MySQL too, but the basic thing about SQL is that regardless of every variant of SQL you are using, whatever code you run on PostgreSQL will run on every other variant of MySQL or of SQL. I mean, the structured query language. Either you choose to use MySQL, either you choose to use Microsoft SQL Server, either you choose to use Oracle database, either you choose to use SQLite, the code is going to run on it. So you are going to need an updated version of PostgreSQL, and I think the latest version is PostgreSQL pgadmin 17. So you're going to need the latest version of that. If you need help regarding the installation, I'm always going to be available for you guys when you get there. And also, after you are done with that, you are going to need the latest version of Microsoft Power BI. I always advise that you download your Power BI from your Microsoft store, from your Windows store on your PC, so that you are going to be able to get regular updates. Because Microsoft Power BI also is updated every month. It is updated every month. Latest by the 15th of each month, the new version of Power BI is always released. So it is better you download it from your Windows Play Store. If you download it from your Windows Play Store, you will have access to automatic updates from it. Then when you are done with your Power BI, then you can download your Tableau too. We are not going deeper into the Tableau simply because Microsoft Power BI and Tableau does the same job. They are data visualization too. But Microsoft Power BI is the most widely used data visualization tool by companies, by Microsoft themselves, by Amazon. The only company that doesn't adopt Microsoft Power BI is Google. And it is actually because Google also they have to go and create their own visualization tools called QLeak. Lucas Studio, Google Lucas Studio. So that is how the course is broken down. You start from Microsoft Excel, you move to your SQL, then you move to your Power BI, then you move to your Tableau. Then after you are done, then you take your guided project, a project you are going to be doing together in class, and everybody contributes. Everybody will contribute and also participate in the guided project. So when you are done with your guided project, then you get a capstone project that you are going to undertake. Both of them are a real life scenario project. Actually, some people are actually going to be working with a data set, a Canadian superstore data set. You are going to be analyzing for your capstone project. So I want to see some of your beautiful dashboards and works, the beautiful dashboards and works that you can produce from the data from the data set. So this is just the introduction to how to navigate the TerraSkills platform. So if you have any question regarding everything that I've just said right now, please signify so that I can answer your question. Before we move to a little bit, you can unmute yourself and unmute yourself, Amina. You have the floor.
Good morning. My name is Amina. Thank you so much for the introduction.
Yeah.
Please, can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly.
Okay, please, I have two questions. Please, is there any difference between data analysis, data analytics, and data science?
That has been covered in the introductory part of the course. So when you just start the course,
okay,
it has been broken down in different sections. I have explained the difference between a data scientist, a data analyst, and a business analyst, and actually an expected income, a general income of every one of these fields. And being a data scientist, you are like 101% a data analyst. Being a
Okay.
data analyst, you are 100% a business analyst. That is why I said this course is more like three in one. You are getting a lot
Okay.
of value. You are getting a lot of value for your money's worth. It's like three in one. We have covered both data analytics, data business analytics, and data science to some
Okay.
extent. To some extent. And very quickly, I have this particular dashboard that I want to show you guys. I don't know if you guys can see my screen. This is one of the monthly challenges for this week, the month of April. This is one of the monthly challenges, and this is the dashboard that or let me call it a report. This is one of the reports that I produced and also one of my some of my previous students also that are currently enrolled into the internship. They also did theirs too, and when I saw their submission, it's I am very very proud to talk. So this is one of the dashboard that I produced for this month's challenge, and I gave it out to my students so that it will be a guide to them. And we analyzed an healthcare data set for about 10 US hospitals, United States hospitals, for about 10 US hospitals, and where we covered as a data analyst. Yeah, the only thing that comes to you is just the data. What you do with the data is what makes you a data analyst. All we got was just an Excel file. All we got was just an Excel file full of about 55,000 informations, and you have to analyze it and produce something like this. So I was able to like uncover a whole lot of things from that data. As a data analyst, our responsibility is to find out the things that even an ordinary person, no matter how much they look into the data, they might not be able to find out anything from it. But as a data analyst, when you look at the data, you have to be able to uncover so many things that an ordinary eye cannot see. That is what makes you a data analyst. And from that challenge, we were able to produce so many information from the data set. So after the completion of this course, if you have your confidence level like boosted, you will be able to produce something like this. You'll be able to produce something like this because this is one of the beauty of being a data. And I really really enjoy being a data analyst. So after the completion of the course, you will also be at the same level to it. And funny thing about this thing is that there is nobody that is going to tell you that yeah you are qualified to be an entry level data analyst or a senior or mid level data analyst or there's nobody that's going to like certify you that you are now a senior level or senior business intelligence analyst or anything. What it's going to convince you is your confidence level. What's going to convince you is how confident you are on whatever it is you can do. Me, I've always believed that there is no challenge, there is no task that comes my way that I cannot take care of. If I have to go and learn about it for a short period of time, I will do it. And that is one of my selling value. That is one of my selling points to my clients sometimes. Most times. I'll tell them this thing, I can do it. And then I go ahead, I do it, I create a reputation, and then I get a reputation for life and the credibility too. But it all stems from being absolutely grounded and staying committed to the learning process, staying committed to the learning process. So, is there anyone that also have another that needs me to clarify some other things? If you have any questions, please let me know. You have the floor.
Sorry, I have one more question. Just one more question.
All right.
Please, are you going to teach us how to build our own portfolio?
Yes, definitely. Like I
Okay.
said, after you are done learning, we are still with you for 6 months at least. 6 months where you are going to be getting monthly challenges. You are going to be guided on how to take on those projects. And what helps you build a portfolio Yeah, what helps you build your portfolio is how much time you are able to invest in working, in analyzing, in taking on so many challenges, so many data, in analyzing, in your analysis process, in solving problems. I think the beauty of being an analyst, as a matter of fact, being a tech person in today's world, is you finding a problem and also providing a solution to it. And I think that is what services, rendering a service is. So you find the problem, you provide a solution to it, you become a master of it. And the more projects you take on, the more credible you become. The more credible you become. I always one of my flex is that if anybody is asking for my introduction or any client or whatsoever, I always tell them just go to my LinkedIn and check me out. Just go to my LinkedIn and check me out because I have built my reputation to that extent. And funny thing is that I also started in a day like this. I started during my NYC days, and then I got the liberation from there. And most of my guys that I know right now, we've all transitioned from mechanical engineering to fully tech, to full tech. I once had a student that graduated from Federal University of Agriculture in Abeokuta. She studied, I think, zoology or something like that. And after undergoing the data analytics course, she is currently the pricing supervisor of one of Nigeria's FCMG companies, Alexo, pricing supervisor, and she's earning big. She's earning big. I think she's earning about 600,000 or so right now. And funny thing is that when the job came, she did the interview using just Microsoft Excel and Power BI, Microsoft Power BI. It was after she got the job, she came back to learn about SQL. And the moment she learned about SQL for data analytics, she got a promotion right immediately. Sometimes she still reaches out to me that, Mr. Jada, thank you so much. And sometimes she still does one of the perks of being a tutor or a facilitator is that you get to have students that make reference to you that yeah, this person, this this learning platform gave me my first big break. And these are some of the things that you are going to be enjoying taking on this particular course. It is very, very well detailed. But even if it is not detailed for you enough, you can always reach out, ask your questions, or whenever we have live sessions like this, you can always, bring your questions. I'm always going to attend to it. So for those that are still having issues with their account or their profile, their dashboard on this platform, we are currently working on this, like I said, and we are going to fix it before the end of tomorrow, so that by Monday everybody can start fully. So for the first week, we are going to be dropping a lot of information on the WhatsApp group. So please stay updated. Please stay updated. Please stay updated. So is there anyone that also have any other questions? Any other questions, please? If you have anything that you need me to clarify, please do so. Okay, in the absence of none, this is our platform, like I said. You can't skip a step. You have to follow every step. You can't skip a step. You have to follow every step. And like I said, this is a three-in-one course. You have business analytics, data analytics, and a little bit of data science added to it. As a matter of fact, whenever you hear anything about data science is made up of SQL, about 80% SQL and 20% Python. And the SQL part of this course is a very, very loaded SQL where we covered every topic that pertains to database creation, database handling, and database programming. So So having said that, let me do a very brief introduction into um, what being a data analyst is all about. For those that attended our master class, you will have you will have been you will have heard some of these things that I'm about to share with you guys. But for those that did not attend, not to worry. I am going to go over it again, and we're also going to still go over it during the course of the learning. We have created content introducing you to the world of data too. But very briefly, I'm going to go over it again. What does it take? What is data analytics? What does a data analyst do? What is an expected data analyst? We make we make good money. Don't let me say big money. We make good money, and like I said, we fit in into every organization and every industry because we are needed there. Because we are needed there. So in the next 15-20 minutes, because we should be ending this session by, let's say, 11:30 or 11:45. So let me introduce us to what being a data analyst is, or data in introduction to data analysis or data science, and getting us acquainted into what we should be looking forward to. So just like the question that Amina asked, like, what is the difference between a data analyst and a data scientist and also a business analyst? As a data analyst, or let me say, data analytics is more or less the process of examining and cleaning your data. As a data analyst, the only thing that comes to you from your client is just a raw data. And the raw data always comes as an Excel file, Microsoft Excel files, or um, or a Google Sheet too. Google Sheet can always be converted to Microsoft Excel. And we are focusing on Microsoft Excel simply because Microsoft Excel is generally accepted. It is the mostly used software for companies and multinationals all over the world. The wide range of acceptability of Microsoft Word is just Microsoft Excel is really overwhelming. You know Excel, yeah, you're welcome to the company. I have been on an interview panel where somebody had to get a job using just writing just a simple query, creating a database on an SQL workbench, creating a database, uploading the complete data on the database, writing the query to pull out some information from that database, opening it in Microsoft Excel, and then doing some little cleaning. And all of this was done within an hour. So as a data analyst, it is very important for you to understand what speed and accuracy also means, because if you are working with difficult clients, you're going to be working with a lot of deadlines. I'm going to be working with a lot of deadlines. So you need to be able to meet up. One of my selling points also is that if I give a client that, okay, I'm going to deliver this job in this short time, I always tell them whatever it is I charge you guys as my paying fee, as my going rate, trust me, I am worth it, and I am always going to deliver. And so far, so good. I'm not sure there is any one of my clients that I've ever really disappointed before in any job that I've actually taken, in any adult job. So your job as a data analyst is to get a raw data, to examine it, to clean it, to organize it, interpret what the data is all about, so as to help them uncover valuable information and insights, to also help the company to make an informed decision. As a data analyst, we are the one that helps companies to understand trends, patterns, and also relationship between data. I mean, the relationship within the data, and so as to help these businesses and organizations to improve their operations, their day-to-day operations, and achieve their goals more effectively. That is what data analysis is all about. We take raw data, we examine it, we clean it, we organize it, we standardize, we validate, we interpret the data. We are the ones that use data to talk. The dashboard that I show the other time, even without me saying anything, if you as a layman go through that report, those dashboard, you will be able to understand what I am actually talking about, what the project is actually all about, just looking at the dashboard. Because if you are looking at the charts, you are looking at how interactive the visualization is, the dashboard is. You'll be able to tell what is going on. Even without me saying the word, you will have known that, oh, yeah, I think this particular report, this particular project is talking about the healthcare system in the United States and some of the medical conditions that there is, some of the doctors that are available, some of the insurance providers, and everything like that. Every one of these things stems from having a single data set. You can uncover a whole lot of things from a data set. And that is what data analytics is all about. And as a data science or as for data science or a data scientist, we are data scientist is data science is a multidisciplinary field that combines techniques from statistics, computer science, domain expertise to extract knowledge and insight from a data. Being a data analyst, it gives you almost all the privilege of of becoming a data scientist, or you are almost automatically a data scientist and a business analyst too, because every knowledge you have as a data scientist are all the required knowledge for being a data analyst and also a business analyst too. So, like I said, it is more like three in one. They are all interwoven. If after completing this course, you will be able to take on any job role, any job vacancy you see that is probably titled a business analyst, a business intelligence analyst, a data analyst, a financial analyst, a database handler too. You'll be able to take on those roles. And I've always told my students that you don't have to fail. Whenever you see a job requirement, you see a job vacancy, the first thing you need to go to is just to go and check the job requirement. Read it to yourself, interpret it to yourself, and then if it is something that you feel like you can handle based on your experience, based on some of the things you can learn, just go for it. Just go for it. I have somebody that is currently making about 1,200 pounds per month working remotely. And also, I have another student that is currently working in the Royal Bank of Canada as a data analyst too. So this is one way of liberating yourself. Because don't let us lie to ourselves. The Nigerian job industry is saturated a whole lot. A whole lot. So as a data scientist, we also collect data, we clean, we analyze to solve complex problems and make predictions. One of the most important aspects of being a data analyst or a data scientist is your ability to make forecasting, to forecast. For instance, for those that place bets very well, if you are the one, if you are kind of person that takes part in this sports betting and stuff, they make use of predictions, data that was taken from data analysts. They make use of data. The data analyst guys help them the way they prepare the odds that they give out for the betting. The way they prepare the odds is in such a way that after their data analyst and then their data science guy have analyzed the data and give them that, okay, yeah, this is how this particular team has been performing in the last 5 games, in terms of their dribbles, their injury condition, and everything like that. So with this, they can be able to give out the odds. They can be able to give out the odds. As a data scientist, we also use various tools and algorithms to uncover valuable information from large and diverse data sets in order to help organizations to make a data-driven decision. A data scientist is much more technically inclined compared to a data analyst, and a data analyst is even much more technically inclined compared to a business analyst. That is how it goes. And if you want to know some of the things that a data analyst does, that seems kind of that differentiates them from being a data scientist, one of the first very requirement of a data analyst is a data analyst has to be able to clean and analyze static data. A data analyst has to be able to clean data. And when we are talking about cleaning, I mean proper cleaning. Most of the data that clients will give to you are always very messy because most of those data are scraped from different sources, from social media, from Bureau of Statistics, from organizations that are not so conversant in taking their data entry serious or standardizing the data. So as a data analyst, you should be able to clean and analyze the data. You should also be able to perform statistical and exploratory analysis too. You should be able to perform statistical and exploratory analysis. And when we are talking about statistical and exploratory analysis, we are talking about your ability to look into a data set and find out some of the most innate things that even your client doesn't know about their company. One of the experiences I've had over the years, it was when I worked for this insurance company that I talked about. And when they contacted me and then they sent me the data, at my first look at the data, I felt like something was off because the insurance company, if you know about insurance companies very well, insurance companies want you to stay faithful to your remittance, but they will not pray. Even you yourself will not pray that there is a need for you to come and claim your insurance, especially if it has to do with the automobile insurance companies. So during the process of my analysis, I was able to uncover a whole lot of things, some discrepancies in terms of their revenues, in terms of their customer base, in terms of their customer education. And when I went to make the presentation in their conference hall, the general manager of the company was like, who is this? And they told him that this is the data analyst guy that did the analysis and is going to be doing his presentation. He never really knew what is going on because he doesn't really get that much comprehensive report about what is going on in the company. But when I was doing the presentation, even without really saying too much, as he was looking at the dashboard that was on the display screen in the conference room, it was like, wow. So we have this much customer, we have this much subscribers, and so our customer base is much more highly educated than those that are not really educated and all those stuff, the insurance claims and everything like that. I was able to uncover so many things that even they don't know. I was able to explore the data set, bring out so many information, and at the end of the day, the man just told me that I think you are actually worth what you charged. You are money well spent. I felt kind of proud because sometimes also feedbacks goes a long way in terms of motivations too. So if you know how to perform all these exploratory analysis and statistical analysis too, there is nothing that can give you even any much more confidence than that. And also as a data analyst, you're expected to be able to create reports and create visualizations too. As a data analyst, you're working directly with stakeholders, which is always the best part of one of my favorite part of the job. When I get to work with stakeholders, when I get to make demands that this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is the information that I need. You provide it, and then everybody stays happy. So as to help them make important decisions to drive their operations and their business forward. And also as a data analyst, this is one of the best parts of being a data analyst also, being able to conduct ad hoc analysis. What do we call ad hoc analysis? Ad hoc analysis are just one-time off jobs. When you do, it's more like a one-time side gig. And it is always massive if you know what you are doing. The pay is always massive because whatever invoice you are giving to your clients, you should be able to deliver. You should be able to deliver. So ability to conduct an ad hoc analysis is expected of you as a data analyst. But as a data scientist also, you should be able to use current data to discover future opportunities. One of the very clear examples that I always use, or instances that I always use, is during the COVID-19 incident, where everyone was grounded. Every businesses in the world was grounded. And that was the resurgence of Zoom platform. Zoom felt like, oh, how can we bring businesses? How can we bring our office work? How can we bring it home? So Zoom had to collect data from every organizations, Apple, Amazon, Google, and every one of them like that. And then they have to talk to their data analyst, the data analysis guys and the data science guys. Okay, we want you guys to analyze these data, give us the possibility of some of the things that we need to improve on our platform so that it can be generally accepted. And at the end of the day, Zoom is where they are right now. They tripled their income in 2020. The income they've ever made right from the time that this platform was created, they tripled the income based on the informed decision, based on the data and the reports that their data science guys were able to produce. Like I said, data analysts and data scientists will fit into any organization. Yeah, that reminds me. I also have a student that is currently working with a Tesla right now, SpaceX. Yeah, he's working as a data analyst there in the US. So it's depending on how well grounded you are, you can go places. All you need to do is consistency. To be consistent. So as a data scientist, we use machine learning models we use machine learning models and statistical methods to also analyze data. I think that is where the guys that works for some of these sports betting companies comes in. Also, for those that are very conversant with football, don't mind me that I'm using football as an example. I also love football. I love Manchester United too. If you look at the La Liga or the English Premier League designs, some of those designs, especially for instance, the Premier League table, the scores, or all of these trackers or the statistics that is shown after maybe the first half or the full match. Every one of those visualizations are produced by data analysts and the data visualization guys. That's why I said we fit into anywhere. We fit into anywhere. So these are some of the responsibilities that is expected of you as a data analyst and as a data scientist too. And what are the skills? What are the skills that you need to call yourself a data analyst or a data scientist or a business analyst or a database handler too? And every one of these roles all starts with one tool, one software, and the software is called Microsoft Excel. Excel is so much more than what we use it for. As a matter of fact, one of the funny things that I've heard so far in my life is when I saw a documentary about the guy that wrote the programs for Excel, for Microsoft Excel. They said Microsoft Excel is so wide that even they themselves don't know all like the full capacity or everything that Microsoft Excel can do. So instead, as an analyst or as a user of Microsoft Excel, you just take what you need, you take the aspect of what you need from Microsoft Excel, you master it, and then you leave the rest alone because it is so wide. It is the bedrock of every analyzing tool, every programming tool, for that matter, every programming tool. So as far as technical requirements is concerned, the technical skills is concerned, as a data analyst, you have to have an advanced knowledge of Excel, which is what this particular course covers. We discuss every topics, every logical functions that you might need, the pivoting, pivot tables, the pivot charts, the data validations too. So after you are done having the knowledge of Microsoft Excel, then you can choose between having the knowledge of either Microsoft Power BI or Tableau, or if you are the kind of person that likes to flex, like me, you can have the knowledge of two. But Microsoft Power BI has a very, very good interface that is very easy to work with. And it has a whole lot of options, and it is less technical for those that doesn't like difficulty or those that doesn't really like statistics like that. And one good thing about being an analyst, a data analyst, is that regardless of your background, educational background, you can always learn and excel in this industry. You can always learn and excel, no matter whatever it is you studied in the university. If I can have a zoology student, an animal biology student, I've also had a literature graduate. I've had an insurance person too. As a matter of fact, we've been privileged enough to train lawyers, yeah, lawyers, and senior advocate of Nigeria about data analytics and business analytics and data science too. So to tell you that tech is not discriminatory, and as far as data science is concerned and data analysis is concerned, it's not discriminatory. It doesn't care about your background, educational background, or your knowledge or your professional background. Come into it, get the right skills, then make yourself known to the world. Announce yourself, put yourself out there. Have a well structured resume. Have a well set up LinkedIn page. And then the rest will sort itself out. So these are some of the technical skills that is expected of you as a data analyst or as a data scientist. Knowledge of Microsoft Excel and knowledge of Microsoft Power BI. Normally, yeah, from my experience, I'm from some of the interviews that have helped companies to conduct. The basic requirement is always a very good knowledge of Microsoft Excel and either one of Microsoft Power BI and Tableau. But if you now have the knowledge of SQL to this, you have stood above every other applicant in the room. You have stood above every other applicant in the room because you have an additional knowledge that most people don't have. SQL is so good, so good, so sophisticated. It's a very good knowledge of SQL will just automatically help you. Like your shoulder pad will go so high, so high. So having the knowledge of SQL is going to do you good. And also as a data analyst, as a data scientist, have a very good knowledge of Microsoft Excel, SQL, and additionally, if you really want to have an additional knowledge, then you can go for R programming, Python, and AWS, any cloud platform, AWS, Google Cloud, Microsoft Azure, and so on and so forth. And also, if you really want to go even further, you can learn Spark, Docker, or Kubernetes, and also JIT too. These are some of the technical skills that is expected of you. Some of these things you are still going to come across them in the videos or in the video content on the platform too. So I'm just trying to get us acquainted with the process and some of the things you need to know as a data analyst. And like I said, the software that is required for this course is if you have a 2024 version or let's say 2021 version of Microsoft Excel, you can still work with it. Then an updated version of the Microsoft Power BI, ProgreSQL, PG Admin ProgreSQL. I can provide you the link to download ProgreSQL, and also you can download your Microsoft Power BI from the Windows Store on your PC so that you can get regular updates on it. So I'm going to leave the rest for you to cover from the platform starting from Monday. We are going to be meeting this same time on this same Zoom platform next week to review everything you have learned for this for the week. And like I said, we are going to start our course. We are going to start with the first 6 videos. We are going to start with the first 6 videos. If I click on continue watching, like this. So for the first week, that is this coming week, we are going to be starting with the welcome address, the introduction to data analytics, the importance of data analytics, introduction to Microsoft Excel, the commonly used Excel functions, and then introduction to paste special. That is what we are going to be covering for this coming weeks. So if you have any questions during your learning, you can always jot them down and then bring them to our next live session. So after we are done with that, then we go again with about 5 to 6 videos again, and then we'll go again. We take it step by step. Till till we are done. By the end of May, June, July, by the end of July, you will understand that you are not going to be the same person anymore in terms of your knowledge and the skills as a data analyst, or as a data scientist, or as a business intelligence analyst, whatsoever. So that is it for our onboarding session today. So if there's anyone that has a question to ask before we end the session, please kindly signify or mute yourself and ask your question. And also, the video recording for this particular session is going to be made available to us once we are done with the conversion. It's going to be made available to us on our Google Drive. The link to the Google Drive is going to be shared on the group. So you can always click on the group and then access these videos. And every of our sessions are always going to be recorded. We are always going to have a video recording of the sessions. Okay, David, can you unmute yourself and ask your question, please? Hello,
Thank you.
Mr. David.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you clearly.
What I want to ask is that, so throughout the course program, we're not going to be meeting for physical class at all.
For those that enrolled for physical class, our physical class is in Abuja.
Okay.
So this is a virtual, for those that are learning virtually, this is the virtual platform for learning. We also have our physical class in Abuja. That is going to be 3 times in a week. And for those that are going to be taking physical class, they don't have access to this virtual class.
Okay.
And the physical class is is on a different price range compared to the physical to this virtual class. The physical class is 150,000 for the next 3 months.
Okay.
So this is the virtual class.
Thank you. I understand.
So is there anyone that has any other question? Anyone with any question before we end the session? So please, guys, like I said, you can always reach out to us on the group. Always drop a message, and within 24 hours, you should get a feedback. And for those that are still having difficulty setting up their profile, we are currently working on it, and you should be able to get it before the commencement of the course. Okay, Michael Phillips, can you please unmute yourself and ask your question? After Michael, we are going to have one more person to ask that question before we end the session. Okay, I'm with you.
Okay. My question is like this: the SQL and Python. Do we need like basic knowledge in coding?
Python is not included. We are dealing with Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Power BI, SQL, and a little bit of Tableau, to be clear.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Anyone with any other question, please? Anyone with any other question?
My question. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you. Please, who's talking, please?
I'm Emmanuel.
Okay. Okay, Emmanuel.
Yeah, my question is the time for our class is next week, and also can you provide us with means on downloading the Microsoft Excel, because I have an old version.
The problem is Microsoft softwares now are not free anymore. As a matter of fact, Microsoft cannot even allow you to download from their platform without making a premium subscription payment. And I think the cheapest Microsoft subscription right now annually is around $129, and that's around about 200,000 or so. But we understand that so many people are going to be having this issue, so that is why we have a subsidized rate that we do it for students. Yeah, or anyone that needs the installation. The installation can be done remotely on your PC, and also it is going to be activated permanently. The license is going to be removed, whereby even if there are future updates on the Microsoft Office software, you can download the update for free and install it for free. So it's just a one-time thing. But right now, as a matter of fact, for about 2-3 years now, you can't get any Microsoft Office. You can't download Microsoft Office for free on their platform anymore. It is now a fully licensed and paid software. But we have a way around it at a subsidized rate too. So you can always reach out to any admin on the group, and then we will get that covered for you.
All right, thank you.
All right. So one more question before we end the session. Anybody? Okay. If there's nobody that has any question, starting from Monday, every one of us are going to have access to the course. You can go ahead and start the course. And we are going to be meeting again next week, 10:30 to let's say 11:30 or 11:45, where we are going to be reviewing everything that you have learned for the week. I hope that is clear to everybody.
Sorry, one more question. 10:30 what time? Is it in the morning or in or
No, 10:30 like this, in this morning like this, 10:30 Saturday.
okay, I'm talking about Mondays.
Mondays. No, the thing is, it is a self-paced course, yeah. It is a self-paced course where you can just you have to cover the videos on the platform like I'm showing right now. You have to go through these videos, and the videos are loaded content that you are going to be watching and also practicing with your PC. So it is going to be made available. We are going to officially open the content on Monday, so you can start. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. 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 So Amina, do you have a question or? All right. All right. All right. So I'll see you guys again next week Saturday. But before then, we are always going to drop informations and updates on the group, on the WhatsApp group. Please stay tuned and be informed too. Please. All right. Thank you guys very much. I'll see you next week and enjoy your weekend.